When I woke up the day after the referendum, I was sure that the UK would still be in the EU. So when I heard the news at 7 in the morning, I think the whole neighborhood heard my WTF in response to the surprise.
The general feeling, is that the UK don't really know what it voted for. The general feeling, I believe, in Norway is that this is going to be a negative for the UK and not a positive.
The awareness about this in Hungary is fairly low. They don't feel that this can actually have an influence on their daily lives. We were working so hard to get into the EU, to comply with all the requirements, and then all of a sudden a country decides to leave.
I think it's a pretty good thing. Great Britain have been dancing with the EU for like the past decades, never in, never out, taking advantages and never being straight on their position. So at least it's pretty straightforward. They want to be out, let's them get out.
Now's not the time probably to run off and fragment. So I think down here we're scratching our heads why you did it, how you let it happen, and it's watch for the fallout, and we cross our fingers that it works out all right.
I think the UK will do just fine without the EU. I think we've yet to find out if it's a good thing or a bad thing for South Africa. I've read some things, people are saying that it's going to be great for us in terms of exporting our agriculture.
Everyone who was interested in politics was aware about it. The majority expected that Britain will remain in the European Union. The results of voting we got early morning became a shock to many people. Most typical reaction was, what are we doing? Are we really crazy?
There will be less EU citizens in the UK, which I think is the main reason for the 52% vote victory. It's not a very wise decision because it might result in the British losing friends and making new enemies. The UK is very powerful currently. However, like a wolf without its pack, they would be weak without those European countries.
The UK has a very strong economy, so probably not going to be the economic impact that a lot of people are thinking it's going to be. But I think there was a lot contributed from England as far as monies to develop the EU, and that could potentially be an esse, but there are some very strong powers in the EU, so I don't think it's going to be detrimental.
I think for Europe, we can get stronger out of this, but this can only happen, of course, when the UK fails, because then we have a bad example, and other countries might not see the necessity to follow this example anymore.
I think the UK could be a leading example in a very, courageous decision. I think financially, people don't think it's such a great thing just because Japan is focused on export.
We can already see the effect of UK leaving EU. The gold prices are gone up and the rupees are stronger than the pounds now.
The EU might have its flaws and its problems, but I think in general it's wiser that countries cooperate than do things on their own. I was planning to move to Germany at some point, and then I made my decision to move now, end of the year, is not because of Brexit, but the referendum definitely helped me to speed up my decision a little bit.
As the pound is becoming cheaper than the dollar, at least in the short term, for us it's a good thing because traveling to the UK will become cheaper. This is not a big thing, it's not a big deal too, because Brazil and the UK, they only exchange 1% of the trade balance of Brazil. So It's not a problem. We are going to know the effects of the UK referendum only in the next 3 years when the exit starts for real.